Talk about tonight's game and your blood pressure levels.
Yeah, I mean, winning in this league is so hard, right? And it's knock down, drag them out. I got a lot of respect for Coach Wahlberg. You know, I told our guys, like, teams that are still fight to the very end. I mean, this league is nobody quits in this league. The Air Force knocks out big teams last year. If you want to count them out, you can't count anybody out around here. Can't count us out either. I mean, that's just, we're fighting for it every single day. And I told our guys that, you know, we needed a game like this to be able to believe that we could do it, right? We've been in a lot of close ones, but to be able to be up 13, probably both halves, and then lose it again, and then have to come back in the final minute and actually execute some stuff in the final minute, and guys made big plays. As a coach, you just kind of sit over there and you say thank you, because that's when you realize you can't do what they do, right? And as a player, we talk about being grateful for the coaches because they can't do what we do. They can't dive in like Coach Whitmore does, 20 hours of film to execute a scout and to get guys to be ready to go. They can't dive into this stuff like we do. They'd be exhausted seeing the amount of film and the amount of hours that we put into this stuff. And that's what nobody sees. Everybody gets to see the fun product on the floor. And so I'm proud of our guys for believing enough to be able to have that. And like that's why you got special players make special plays like Obi. You just get the ball to your best player in space like they did to Quell Cott last year, and know that his step back rhythm dribble rock you can knock it down. As a coach, you sit there and you got two speeches. You got two speeches ready. You know, you got the one where you got to come back here and you got to be like, well, that was a tough one, you know. And you got the one where you go, that was pretty special. And it's fun to be a part of those games when you win it, right? But once again, what you accept in victory, you must accept in defeat. And there was some things that we could do a lot better. When we played small tonight, gave up a lot of offensive rebounds. 18 offensive rebounds killed us, but also we don't make 17 threes if we're not playing small. And to that point, we don't have 23 assists on 28 made shots, again, kind of like reminiscent of UNLV, where we're sharing the basketball, sharing the sugar a little bit. So there's good and bad with the way we played tonight, but every night's it's a jigsaw puzzle. You know, every night's a jigsaw puzzle. And we got to find the right combination of guys that are willing to go out there, defend, rebound, compete your ass off, and then go make winning plays.
Is there anybody in the country, I asked Jordan this, is there anybody you'd rather have taking that shot than Obi?
I mean, no. Like, I'd be a bad coach, right? If I didn't let one of the most efficient players in the United States of America take that shot. And we drew it up because we knew, like, wanted Kobe to screen his own man and see if, you know, they wouldn't switch it out. And we drew it up where if there was a trap door, if they sent two at him, like Kobe would get another pin down from Cole. But they played it one-on-one, and then we just let it work. But no, I would rather not have anybody else taking that shot, to be honest with you.
Were you pulling your hair out when Jordan took the shot before that?
I don't have any hair to pull out. But you know, part of coaching is living, riding or dying, right? Riding or dying with the guys that got you to that point. That's part of coaching. You can teach all the lessons you want to early on in the game, and I'm pulling guys in and out and saying it's not good enough here or there, but ultimately, like we got a lineup of guys that I wanted to rock with. And win or lose, we're going to rock with that lineup. And so Jordan, like his irrational confidence, the cool thing about him, and I'm just telling you this, is he's 2 for 5. We've told him, like, stop shooting your pull-up twos. Shoot threes. Like, you make 2 threes, it's better than 2 twos, right? Like, it's just simple math right there. That math, and then, like, he's doing that, and he's rebounding right now, and he's assisting. So we're trying to get him to do the things that really make him special. And he doesn't have to shoot a lot of points to do what he needs to do, right? He can go get 10 and 10 on 6 points, just like Obi can do that tonight. So I'm really proud of how Jordan competed in the second half. That first half, we just get a little lethargic there.
What does it say about this group's kind of resiliency? Obviously, that shot kind of propelled you guys, but then to go play like you did in overtime, just put the game away.
Yeah, I think it's really hard momentum-wise if you're the team that is up 3 and then has to go play in overtime after a guy makes that shot. It's really hard, right? Like, that's one of those things where the sports psychology guy one time told me that momentum isn't real. I was like, you're full of crap, okay? Like, you shouldn't even be in sports psychology. Like, if you don't understand that momentum's not real. Like, if you can't feel momentum, like, and I get it, it's a very transient thing. It doesn't, you know, it's esoteric, right? But, like, momentum's real. Like, you can feel it. Home court advantage is an important thing. It's a real thing. Like, if we're somewhere else and the guy hits that shot, I mean, the roof's going off, right? Just like they did tonight. The roof goes off. People want to see that magic. And that momentum carries on. So we need that magic is important for us. I told our guys it creates a little bit more belief, right? You get a little bit more fairy dust in your pocket, or next time maybe something else goes your way.
Coach, what's the challenge in facing a zone when you don't see it very often? Your team struggled keeping the flow tonight.
I mean, 23 assists and shooting 50% from the field. I mean, that's not, I don't know if that's struggling, like keeping the flow. Like, I thought our turnovers were careless. I thought what the zone did was like, it made our guys a little bit more careless with some of their passes across the floor. So you're seeing different passing windows than you're used to. And it's really hard on a, day prep basically to sit there and say, all right, we're about to attack a zone and here's 10 new actions that we're going to run right now that we've been practicing, but we haven't practiced since College of Idaho or, Tennessee State or Utah Tech. Haven't practiced them since early in the non-conference. And so I think our guys did a really good job of just looking for each other across the floor. But I'd counter that with saying I thought the flow was choppy from just some of the turnovers that we had. And to that point too, like we knew we had to make shots to beat the zone. We knew we had to make shots because we don't have a dominant inside guy against the zone. It's really hard for, Scotty didn't need a lot of miss time. It's really hard for Scotty to play in the zone because he's a power big. Right, Oleg's back to the basket, power bigs. Cole is finesse, and Toko is a little bit more finesse, but Cole passes it well, sees it, and so I thought that was, it was good to see our guys be able to attack them because we're going to see it again in a week. Utah State, right? So like really couldn't be more timely to be able to go against the zone and practice some of this stuff because we got Utah State coming up on Tuesday next week.
Is it possible maybe to see, one of your 6'6" guys like Dante or Jordan in that spot at the top of the key?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
I like Cole. I think he's my comfort blanket. My kids go to bed every night and Sky's got a whale blanket. It's gray. He's like, where's my whale blanket? And Gracie's got this little pink, really nice, it's really comfy, this pink blanket, and they just cuddle up with that, right? Like Cole's my comfort blanket. So like when I just like, I need Cole. Like, where's Cole at? He's in foul trouble. I don't care. I need Cole. Like, so I just trust his decision making in there, right? Like that's the big thing. Jordan is so dynamic. Sometimes I like to know what's going to happen when the ball goes there, right? Jordan is like a wild card, The guys play, what's that, like reverse? Like reverse draw 16, and all, like that's kind of like what happens when you play Uno. Jordan's like playing Uno a lot of times. Like, you could get a good draw or a bad draw, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Miss a turn.
Yeah, miss a turn, yeah, there it is. Yep.
Last time you were in this room for post-game, obviously you said, the scoring role, OB has grabbed that. More guys need to accept their roles. You go beat UNLV, get this win. Are more guys accepting in their roles?
Yeah, and it's a constant fight, right? But I want Dante to shoot threes. So Dante's 4 for 11, right, from three out of 12 shots. Like I want him to shoot threes. I want Kobe to shoot threes. Kobe's 6 for 10 and 4 for 8, right? I want Jordan to not take the tough non-paint twos. I want him to shoot threes. There's a little bit more gravity there. And over the course of the long haul, if you do that, that's the numbers play out that way. That's the metrically driven approach that you're supposed to have. But starting this year, I wanted to shoot 33s a game, right? Because that was going to be a strength of ours, our shooting. So, if you continue to shoot those, you shoot 30 and you make 10, right? That's 30%, but you made 10 threes, right? That's a lot of gravity there. It opens it up for other spots. So the role side of this is, we got some guys that are starting to understand the 3-point efficiency role here. Now I need some guys to, especially our big guys, to defend and rebound. And I don't care how many points you score, but defend and rebound, because that's a big part of this in this league, as you well know.
Now that it's over, what's your evaluation of this first 5-game in-season
tournament?
season?
Yeah, our in-season tournament went 2-3, right? And thought we just weren't ready to play at San Jose State, and so we went 2-3 in this, and could have very well flip a coin and you show. But that's why we just talked about focus and concentration in postgame. In 10 games, the next 10 games coming up, you have to have the ability to focus and concentrate. I have so much empathy for these young men and women that live today in this day and age. The amount of distractions they have that are at their fingertips. The only way you can focus and concentrate is if you declutter, right? Or if you eliminate distractions. I'm a lucky guy. I told my guys, I'm a very lucky man. My wife keeps a pristine home. She hates clutter. I could live in a rat's nest, man. My mind is it's a John Nash stuff up here. There's stuff all over the walls. It's a beautiful mind crack. It's just crazy. But because of that, I don't come home to any distractions. So I get to focus on my wife, my kids, my job. That's it. And so then I come to work and I just get to focus on my job, right? And I think a lot of our guys have so many distractions nowadays. I just want the guys to get off Twitter, get off Instagram, and just get off the stuff, because now is when you need to be able to focus down the stretch. This next 10 games, these 2 5-game mini tournaments, is you got to be able to focus and concentrate. But that's the choices they have to make, so that they don't take the chance of being distracted and all this stuff. And so that's the fight I think a lot of these kids have nowadays. It's a pretty hard fight, man. Pretty hard fight. There's a lot of dopamine fixes out there that people are rushing for.
You good?
Yep.
Yep.
Did we even talk basketball? I'm not sure if we can talk about it.
Yeah. You just compare yourself to a beautiful mind.
Not, I mean,
Yeah, John. Yeah,
it's a beautifully ugly mind.